Immortal Beloveds, why did I start a new channel? Because I went through my videos on the old channel and I noticed the pattern. And I won't disclose that pattern, but I think this channel has a different purpose. That said, we were talking with one of my other dragon sisters, and I believe that there are 24 what I call dragons, 12 male and 12 female. And it's predicted to in the elves and Lord of the Rings 12 and 12. And the reason why it's multiplied to 144 is because it's a symbolism, but basically there are 12 and 12. And that lines up with a lot of things like 12 disciples and things like that. But I believe that there are 12 females and 12 males. That's it. And what are the dragons? The dragons are a consciousness that harnesses the pure essence of the universe, the pure power. Now, they also can combine traits from the good and the bad, so to speak. They combine traits from nature and the synthetic. They combine that ultimate spirit, that purest of essences. And they also have no needs. They fulfill their own needs, basically. I mean, they can still play the game and play along and pretend, we're human, but we're not. And there are very few that can encompass that. There is just an enormous power. You just know. There's a knowing. If I tell you that, if I ask you if you're a dragon, you would know. There's a knowing. And that's the reason why I'm interested in a limited number of, well, I hate to say followers because I'm not any kind of messiah of any kind, but I don't want to be. But there are a limited number of us that have that power. And that's a power of silence. It's a power that you can do anything with. Now, will a dragon waste their power on, manifesting a lottery win or things like that? I mean, sure, if you really have to. But it's almost like we have a certain built-in balance and fairness and truthfulness and peace in us. And you know it when you run into it. Dragons are not loud. They don't need attention. They don't yap around. They don't chatter. They're very different. And that said, there are a lot of dragon children coming up. What they choose to do with that power, it's theirs to decide. But I know quite a few, and it's so amazing because the dragon mothers have the dragon children. It's really amazing, and you can almost recognize the mothers or the fathers by their children. Their children are very, very powerful. Like I said yesterday in the video, they carry a certain power about them. They can look literally into your soul, and they can tell by your vibe whether you're being truthful or not. It's an amazing phenomenon, so to speak. And they're so protected. You can't do anything with them. You can't. If you try to harm them, literally, you can die instantly. They're that powerful and that protected, because they are sort of like a form of watchers, but like an even higher level of watchers, so to speak. Hang on, I'm going to try to get off this road. It's such a beautiful day, and I wish I could drive on this beautiful road, but I don't understand. It's got to be another form of looshing for this material matrix to maintain horrible roads. But anyways, yeah, they're just a different generation. Somebody was talking yesterday yapping on one of my videos about when I said that most people, if not all, are demons. And this individual was saying that, well, you should count yourself in. Yes, in material form, we are all demons, so I'm not sure what the intent of your statement was. If you're trying to hurt me, you gotta understand I'm not human. I don't understand what that means. All I'm gonna do is just block your ass, and that's it. So if you're listening, farewell. But there are people that are listening, and those are the important ones. And this encompasses all kinds of groups right now. And if you divide this planet, this realm, into different categories, different religions, different systems, you're going to find not just 12, but you're going to find 144 of them. And that's the reason why the dragons are part of them. But it's only like just one. It's one per group, so to speak. It kind of reminds me of Lord of the Rings. One ring was given to these people, one ring was given to those people. Lord of the Rings speaks a lot of truth. They know a lot of the stuff that I speak of. Because it's common knowledge, and this knowledge is now increasing and coming together towards the end of this planet, as this planet returns to source. And what does that mean, to return to source? This planet is turning into a sun. It has collected enough loosh, so to speak, enough life energy in order to be able to merge with the sun. It still has to do a little bit more work, but it's almost there. So, and that's the reason why we, the dragons, manifest here, because what we're doing is we are the universes looking in on this planet. So it's like you get a copy of the universe, I get a copy of the universe, and we're looking in on this app, on this platform, and we're regulating it. We're trying to decide what stays and what goes. Where does information go? Well, efforts are made now to take the demons, basically, the demons, to a different planet. I think they're talking Mars, or I don't know, Venus or something, I don't know. But basically, they are allowed to start another planet, and it's gonna be the same as this. So this is what we do over and over again. They show it in that movie Mother with exclamation mark, where basically she and him, the mother and the father, start, this road's going to get better, mother and the father start their own home, and all of a sudden the father starts inviting all these demons into the home, and they're more and more and more destructive, and then finally she's exasperated and she says, get rid of them. And he goes, well, where are they going to go? So that's exactly what we do in all the planets. We just, in all the, the apps, the video games that we play, that we call lives, they're going to go to the planet. And, can you imagine a bunch of demons with absolutely no guidance, just having their own planet? I mean, if you think this world is bad, this planet is bad. I mean, it's bad. And that's the reason why some of them eventually cry out to the so-called heavens. It's actually hell, because it's the other way around, because hell means light. But they cry out to hell, and then hell sends them us, basically the external, internal auditors, so to speak, that are checking in on the planet to make sure that it's not getting out of hand, and the ones that want to leave get to make that choice. So When you activate your free will and no longer want to be in this demonic bondage that they dwell in, that's when one of us gets contacted. Because I remember being at Source and a little being cried out. It literally felt like an AI being, which is basically what demons are. They're synthetic. Because they're reincarnations, they're artificial reincarnations of the organic souled beings. Shenanigans are made in this planet to reincarnate the dead. Anyways, but a little being cried out, and it got my attention, and that's when I left Source and I came here. So, anyways, but that is, time is an illusion, so that is happening right now. And that's another thing too. When you think in terms of back then and the future and things like that, no such thing. It's all just in the now. You access different dream frames, so to speak. So it's almost like you have, 10 apps open on your computer. You can go from one app to another app, but that does not time make. Time does not exist. It's all instant. It's almost like you have all the apps open at one time. So what you do with that information is up to you. And that's another thing too. What I do with my universe is basically all on me. It's all in my mind. That's exactly how simple it is. Whatever you believe is all in your mind. Just like whatever I see in my reality is all in my mind. So I can create anything. I could create any reality. You're playing mind games, but look around you. You've already played mind games. You've fallen into the lowest base consciousness that you can as a universe. You did it with a purpose, but still, you've fallen very, very low. So, because you're here to check up on things, to see what's going on. And at the same time, enjoy some, go ahead and enjoy. Demons have no joy. That's how you recognize them. They're like robots. They just trot on left and right and this and that. They don't have any level of introspective. And that's another thing too, when these demons ding-dongs come on my channel and start yapping. It's like, get your own fucking channel. If you're that freaking knowledgeable, go ahead and start your own channel. Let's see if you get one follower. It's like, it's just, I'm not going to comment. But anyways, that's the thing. It's like you want to look into what's happening here, but at the same time, enjoy yourself to some extent as well. And if you can't enjoy yourself, then at least, find your peace. That's another trait too. Demons have no peace. And somebody was asking me yesterday. It was a great question. I can't remember which one of you asked, but if you enjoy your hobbies, do you have to relinquish your hobbies in order to escape this realm? The answer to everything is always yes and no, right? Because your clone body will continue enjoying those hobbies. So if you're planning on leaving a clone in this planet, then you need to design what they're going to experience. So go back through your life and, adjust things as you wish to leave for that clone, okay? Because you are leaving. You're always leaving. Everybody is always leaving. The soul belongs to the soul, the spirit to the spirit. That's interesting. My kid knows more about that than I do. I said something like, they say ashes to ashes and dust to dust, but what about spirit? And my kid said, well, what do you think dust means? So I thought that was interesting. He was already up on that. But basically, the spirit belongs to the spirit and the soul to the soul. So you, as the soul, will always return to source. But you, as the clone, gets to remain here and play. So you see how the universe has designed a failsafe. Now, if you really do not enjoy this planet at all, then you need to drown yourself and then whatnot. I'm not telling anybody to commit suicide, but what I'm saying is, at the end of this journey, it has to be done by water. Because water, and they even showed in Westworld, where when one of the parks got shut down, they were trying to figure out what happened to the robots, and they were all literally floating in the water. So that's it. That's confirmed then. But and the Vikings did that too. They did water burials and things like that. Do you have to be burned first? Sure, yeah. But your ashes have to be drowned in water. So, but yes, you can still continue enjoying some things, and that's the reason why when you look around, you see the so-called people that are actually demons. They are clones, so they are clones of their previous master, and their master is either, it's basically its source, because there's no heaven and hell technically. Everything returns to source. So yeah, this anxiety that has been created by heaven and hell versus angels and demons and things like that, there's no anxiety. Things are as they should be. You can't really fake the system because you are the system. So if you enjoy this life, you will get to relive it, either as a clone or as a walking into your clone or in somebody else's clone. See, it's exactly like a video game. If you understand how video games work, just watch some kids or take some tutorials. That's exactly how it is. It's a multiplayer, multi-level game, and we each get a copy and we play. And what you see around you, these are clones that universes have left behind. Simple as that. Because the universe is technically a dream, but it's actually like a video game format. So it's not a simulation. I don't know who came up with that bullshit. It's your simulation. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this talk for today. It's beautiful here. We took a walk by the beach and had some cappuccino with a little hazelnut flavor, and just going to see some flowers at this garden center, and just trying to do more outdoor activities. And my biggest challenge right now is to try to protect my loosh, protect my energy. And there's nothing to protect technically. It's just more like harness and preserve your own energy, because everything around you will try to challenge your loosh. Extract your loosh, drain you. So when you pay attention, they're draining your attention. They're getting your attention. Your attention is loosh. It's life energy. So give your attention to whatever cause you want to give it. So I give it to children. I give it to people that really need it. I have a lot of compassion. I'm not sure. I was thinking, it's so funny. This almost is like material for a separate video, but in dreams you will get a lot of clarification. Like in my dream last night, I had a few things that came up. Number one, let me see if I can turn around here. This road is really, really bad, and the funny thing is, this area is the wealthiest area of all of them. So I'm not sure. I guess wealthy demons like their roads really janky. But anyways, okay, I'm good to go. So in my dream last night, I had some clarifications. Number one, there are dream guardians, and this is material for a different video. When you are in the middle of a dream or a nightmare, you're going to notice that there are things in your environment that will attract your attention. The neighbors will have an alarm going off, or your dog or cat will start, moving, or your kids will start crying or something. It's almost like um, your subconscious connects to beings in your so-called environment, and they guard you in your dreams. So when you're stirring out of balance with yourself, something in your environment will stir to match that stirring and will wake you up out of your nightmare. And that's exactly what we're doing right now in this realm too, because this is also a dream. So there are dream guardians. And back to the whole dragon, dragons are the dream guardians. And we guard everybody, not just ourselves. So we protect everybody's interest, not just our own interest. So anyways, yeah. So the dragons are basically the carriers of that pure essence. They show that in Westworld, where some of, I think there's only one person, and I can't remember if it's Dolores or Maeve, that have the key to the entire operation built in within their minds. And that's exactly how we do. We have the key to the entire operation built in. Are you serious, lady? Everybody's polite, trying to let trucks go by and turn and things like that, and all of a sudden this demon decided that she's gonna take matters in her own hand and jeopardize everybody's safety and try to pass them. It's interesting. It's amazing. It's all about what they need at all times, and nothing, regardless of anybody else. Regardless, nope, nobody else matters to them, because see, clones or demons don't have that system of checks and balances built in within them. They do everything to serve their own needs because that's all they know. They're not a soul being. Only souled beings can check things with source and the balance of the universe. Demons don't, and that's the reason why there are two systems of laws given, and Jesus spoke to this to the Essenes, that the Essenes, or the people of essence, the souled beings, they have the law of the universe, the law of oneness built into them. So technically, I don't need laws to tell me not to kill somebody or hurt somebody. It's all in me. You just know. But demons don't know it, and that's the reason why they had to be given some laws. Now, these laws were also given as a, temptation to some extent, because demons like to trespass. That's what they do, is they need attention. They don't live, but, they dwell for attention, because they're harnessing that loosh back to their masters. Now, who are their masters? Technically, you are. So when they say they worship their God, they're worshiping you. But that's how it goes. So technically, you are the universe playing these games, leaving clones behind, and these clones continue to harness the loosh for you. So see, there's no right or wrong way of doing things, because you are the all. You are the highest almighty power. So it's just, the reason why I present this information, number one, is because everybody's bored. Number two, because some of us forgot, and people want to remember the way back. So I am sort of like the way back. But anyways, I'll do a separate piece on the video about dreams in dreams. Dreams are amazing, just amazing. And when you think dreams are amazing, this is also a dream. The interesting part, before I forget, is that when I was so-called little, I never dreamt. So isn't that weird? That the only time I had a dream is when I had my so-called awakening, or kundalini, what they call it, awakening. and that's an amazing story all in itself. But that's when I started having dreams. So that's almost like when my own veil lifted. Is that a good thing? You know, yes and no, right? The answer to everything is yes and no. So, anyways, I get a little drained by having these talks because I don't really talk a whole lot. But you know, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you have a beautiful day wherever you are in the world. Stay in peace. Ilagash.